Okay, whew, dinner is ready. Let's take a bite. And hopefully this will all taste well. I think I cooked my steak like medium rare. Oh yeah, it's very nice. Mm. Hey, hi you guys. Well, I'm Amy. Welcome to my little kitchen. It's so funny because someone messaged me and said, why don't you just say Amy in your little kitchen instead of Amy Roloff and all that stuff? And tell you the truth, it was really a fabulous idea. I'm so used to, saying my full name when I, meet so many of you in public and, sometimes you've seen the show, but you still ask me my name, which kind of cracks me up. But I love it. I love that all of you guys come up to me and just to say hi, either talk about the show, make a comment, or whatever. So I appreciate that person making that comment because I do like that a lot better. Because I feel like you guys are in my kitchen because I'm talking to all of you. And so I try and get to as many messages or comments that I can in the time. But obviously I don't get to everything. So thank you for that comment. So I am Amy. Welcome to my little kitchen. Thanks for joining me. Today we are going to make, or I'm going to make what you would call, from what I've read, I've read up on this recipe. I looked at a lot of recipes because I do not remember making this recipe before, but so this is really my first time. So you're joining me on the journey. I am making a Demi Glace, if I pronounced it right, a Demi Glace sauce. And from what I read, it's one of the top 5 French sauces that everyone should know. Do not ask me what the other 4 are. I'm just doing this one. And I've had it in restaurants before, but it is a nice, smooth, velvety, somewhat, I don't have a spoon here, but when you make it and, you put it in there, it just kind of sticks to the spoon and slowly falls off. So it's not a thick sauce, but it's not a runny sauce, but it's somewhat versatile, and it can sometimes take hours to make, but obviously I don't have hours. So I found this one recipe, or I saw a couple of them really, so I'm combining them. But basically they all had the same ingredients, but a couple of them said shortcut to making this wonderful sauce. So that is my attempt. I am going to try and do that. These are basic ingredients that I'm sure most of you have in your home, but it does take a little time. So if you want to make it in the morning for something that you're baking or cooking later on, I would do that. Anyway, we're going to put this over, or drizzle it over ribeye steak, boneless ribeye steak I got for Chris and I, with mashed potatoes. And I'm going to do a green, like really light green salad. So let's see if I can make this happen. So, excuse me. So let's get going. So I have about a half of an onion here. Let me look at my ingredients here. Where did it go? Oh, 4 tablespoons of flour. This is the roux. 4 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to make a roux. A roux is generally made with flour. You cook the flour, then you add whatever liquid. We're going to add beef broth, and to kind of help thicken it a little bit. A slurry is often made with cornstarch. So this is a 2-part sauce. So the first part is espagnole sauce. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know, but it's E-S-P-A-G-N-O-L. N-O-L-E. I don't think the G is, you don't hear the G. So it's espagnole. I don't, something like that. That's the main part of the sauce. The roux part is where you take the roux after you cooked it down and mix it in with your Espinole sauce. Espinole sauce. So I think that's it. Anyway, you'll see it on the recipe if you guys, want to make this at one point. And then you have like an herb bouquet. Bay leaf, thyme, parsley. You could probably add bay leaf, thyme, and if you don't have parsley, I'm not sure what else I would substitute for that, because chives has a little bit of an onion taste, so I don't think you want that because you already have onion here. So I would probably stick with parsley. I didn't have any fresh parsley, so I've dried parsley. I didn't have a cheesecloth because I often don't use a cheesecloth in a lot of my recipes. So I'm improvising. Hopefully this will work. So I'm using a little tea strainer. If you were going to make, fresh tea, without a tea bag, or if you had like an empty tea bag type of stuff, you could put your herbs in there. So I kind of just broke up the bay leaf a little bit, because obviously a bay leaf can't fit in here. And then I put some of the parsley and thyme in here. So I'm hoping that will work. So what we are going to do first is I'm going to finish it. There's only one carrot. I'm going to cut up this carrot in small little chunks. Then we're going to cut up the celery because I already have the onion cut up. Because frankly, people, I breathe through my mouth. I think the only thing that really helps for me in an onion is when the onion is in the refrigerator. And it's, whoa, Nelly. Whoa, we got some carrots escaping here. Can't do that. So, don't use a little carrot or a small carrot. Use like a medium size to a large. We got that. Oh, I was talking about the onions. It doesn't matter really what I do. My eyes still water when I cut up onions. So I usually just cut up the onions ahead of time. I will tell you this though. The sun came out today. It was a good day. Yeah, it was just a good day. I just went for a short walk. I had a meeting today with Lisa and one of the people that help us with our social media. So that took up a big chunk of my day. But when I came home, Chris had already taken Daisy for a walk. I thought, oh man, bummer. I was looking forward to I needed to get out and do something. So Daisy got a double dose of walking around the neighborhood. So I walked a mile. Not much. I would rather try and walk 2, but I've got to get back into it. But it's going to be nice the next couple of days, so we'll see. We'll see how much I can get done in between filming. Okay, so we're done doing this. So basically what we're going to do in this pot over here, I'm going to turn this on. Get some olive oil. Get my Dutch oven hot. Put some olive oil in it, and then cook up you don't want to brown it. You just want to slowly cook it. The carrots, celery, and onion, and then we'll go from the steps there. Let's see here. I wrote all this stuff down. See, whoop, first page. Let's see here. Yeah, we're just going to do that with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees. I put it in 400 because I do have a convection. One of my ovens is a convection. I tell you, if I ever move from here, I regret not putting in a double oven because we had it made for a double oven at the farmhouse. I regret not putting in the double oven. I was foolish not to do that because I love having a double oven. So anyway, one of them is convection, so I'm going to decrease the temperature by 25 and just put, after all this is cooked, into the oven for 20 minutes. Now what that does, I think it finished cooking it up. It finishes cooking up the carrots, celery, and onion, and it gives a little bit more robust, like a roasted veggie kind of flavor to it. And then we're gonna add some of the wine, the beef broth, the herbs. We're gonna go from there. So let's go. Okay, so here I am. We're over at the stove. I'm gonna drizzle just a little bit more olive oil. I wanna get the olive oil a little bit hot so it's not cooking. Boy, I hope I didn't put too much in here. Oh dear. All you need is, you know, maybe a tablespoon or something like that. But anyway, so we're gonna cook this up. I was thinking about something, but now I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, or thinking. I am so tempted to put garlic in here because I do that so often with, you know, when I'm cooking meat or creating a different kind of sauce or soups and stuff like that, or spaghetti sauce or things with pasta and so many things. So I was so tempted to put garlic in here, but no. Since this is really my first time of making this very, you know, restaurant, sophisticated, you know, kind of really smooth and velvety sauce, I really wanted to, you know, this anyway, follow the directions, follow the recipe. I took a combination of all of this stuff. Most of it was all the same, but I liked a couple of them that I found with the shortcut like I was talking about before. But anyway, here we go. Whoa. I think it's hot enough. Stir that around in the oil. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit because just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Get some of those flavors going. Because even though this will have red wine and beef broth, you know, it still takes layers. And so you want to kind of do that. So we are going to cook this until they are just beginning, the celery, the carrots, and the onions are beginning to be tender. And then we're going to stick it in the oven. I have it preheated on 425 degrees, or 400 if you got a convection. And then we're going to see what happens after that. I am really hoping this turns out because this is dinner tonight. So this is just really what they call mirepoix. Mirepoix. It's like the basics, the base for so many things. Your soups, your sauces, and you know, other things that you may make in around those types of things. So like I said, I'm really hoping this will work. Okay, I think this has probably got about, I don't know, maybe another 5 minutes. So we'll just keep stirring it, and we'll keep checking on it, and then I'll put it in the oven. Yeah. Look at that. Oh. I just figure if the sauce is starting with this, it has to be good. I just hope I do it right. I hope I give this Demi Glace the justice it deserves. So we'll see. Okay, I wasn't paying attention too much on this, so my onions have started to brown a little bit. So I'm definitely going to take this off, and then we're gonna put it in the oven, roast it for about 20 minutes, get it back out here, and we're gonna finish making the sauce. So, let's go ahead and do that. I tell you, this is a process for me, getting up and down on the stool with a hot pan. There we go. Oh boy, I gotta clean my ovens, that's for sure. Okay, I'll see you guys back here in 20 minutes. So in the meantime, as that's cooking for 20 minutes, I'm gonna get out the potatoes, maybe just start prepping and peeling them, and then getting that ready for mashed potatoes. Because I think with this Demi Glace sauce and steak, If you wanted to put anything else over the steak besides the Demi Glace sauce, I would probably just brown mushrooms. Don't add any salt to it because that means you're creating moisture. And then you're more steaming mushrooms instead of browning them. And maybe some onions if you like that on your steak, or, you know, especially with this sauce. I wouldn't go too spicy like jalapenos or, you know, all that stuff. Not for maybe this particular sauce. Or at least I'm not doing that my first time around. I gotta understand the process here. So anyway, so I'm gonna get my potatoes and start prepping them. I'm gonna get the vegetables out. Whoa, man, they are roasted. We're gonna put it back on the pot here. Okay, where did my spoon go? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're gonna add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. Let me stir this around a little bit, yeah. Okay, I would probably have cut my onions a little bit bigger, so I'm hoping this will still turn out. I'm not gonna measure it because I think I can. Yeah, that's probably about a tablespoon, I would think. Yeah. We're gonna add this, get that cooked a little bit. It's so funny, I took the pot out of the oven, out of the oven, roasting, and it was still so hot, I forgot that I didn't even have the burner on. So yeah, we're just gonna cook this for a minute. Oh, I'm so hoping this turns out because this is a process, but it's well worth it. I think it's well worth it because when I've had the Demi Glace sauce in a restaurant over some really great beef, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. Okay, let me get my wine. I don't think I have my wine here. And my, okay, that'll be for later, okay. So we're gonna do our wine. Oh, then we're gonna do our 8 cups. I'm just gonna show you that each one of these containers contains 4 cups, so you need 2 of them, and they are 32 ounces, which I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? 32 ounces? Well, 32 ounces, but you want 8 cups. So 8 plus 8 is 16. Oh yeah, I was doing 4. Oh my gosh, 4 divided by. Don't ask people. It's 2 of these cartons, 32 ounces. This will equal 8 cups. And you're gonna want to bring this to a boil. And then you're gonna lower it to a simmer. You're gonna let it cook for a while. And it's a slow process. Look at that richness to it. I'll show you this. We're gonna bring it to a boil. But look at this, I didn't have a cheesecloth, but I am going to add that right in here. And look at that. Can I click it on there without burning my finger? It clicks on right on the pot, so the herbs will be able to still cook within this lovely sauce. So we're gonna bring it to a boil. I just wanna make sure it's all mixed well. And so about an hour and a half, which is a long time, so I'm hoping this will, I think Chris and I are gonna be eating a little bit late tonight. I'm not a fan of eating late, and neither is he, so hopefully he'll have the patience. But anyway, I got off to a late start. Hang on. Okay, I'm just waiting for this lovely sauce to come to a boil. And then we're gonna let it simmer for about an hour and a half. I had a meeting with Lisa, I think I mentioned that earlier, and so that took up most of my day because it took me an hour to get there. Anyway, so we're eating a little bit late tonight. I'm not a fan of eating late, neither is Chris, so hopefully he'll have the patience for this, but it's like it's steak. I did peel my potatoes because after I started peeling one, I thought, wait a minute, this is way too early. So I have them in cold water so they wouldn't, you know, when the air gets to them, it kind of oxidizes and has them start turning like that little pink color, and that's not what I wanted. So anyway, and depending on the sink you have, if you got red wine over your counter, make sure you mop that up real quick, because if not, it could stain depending on what counters you have. So anyway, we're gonna wait till this comes to a boil. I don't even want to taste it yet. Anyway, we're making Demi Glace sauce, so I'll see you back here in about an hour. Okay, you guys, well, this Demi Glace is almost done. Gotta find my spoon here. It's simmering away here. My herbs, little spices, thyme and bay leaf are still in here, see? I just think that's a cute little thing. Now we're on to making the roux. So I just melted 2 tablespoons of butter. You don't want to cook this too fast, which I hope I don't. I have a tendency to do that. Just like I have a tendency to turn this up for a little bit and have it boil a little bit more. But just like the turtle and the hare, slow and steady wins the race. Or at least I tell myself that. So we're just gonna stir this butter, or stir the flour into the butter. And we're just gonna kind of cook it slowly until it turns a nice brown color. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a little ways to go. And while this continues to cook, in the meantime, I'm gonna take hopefully 3 cups. I should have at least 3 cups out of here. And then strain the vegetables out of it. So I'll put like a strainer over here and pour 3 cups. And then we just heat it up, and that should be our Demi Glace. Our nice, hopefully smooth, delicious, elegant, classic sauce. Hopefully I will do the French cooking proud. If not, then I'll do this again and perfect it even more, or at least for myself perfect it, because I definitely can't compete with some of the, you know, other cooks and chefs out there, but for me it'll be good. Okay, wait a minute, where am I? Oh yeah, there I am. Yeah, I've got potatoes going on. This is where I'm gonna cook my steak, and then that's my Demi Glace sauce. I'm just gonna try and cook this so the flour is really cooked. There's not that floury taste, and it turns a nice brown color. So anyway, can you see it here? Yeah, here we go. So it's not quite there yet. Those are my potatoes, but my steak will go here, and then this is this nice, lovely sauce. And obviously we're gonna strain this. Okay. Okay, you guys, I am done making the sauce, and I will have to apologize because the potatoes were done, the steak was on, and I got ahead of myself. So just to tell you the process that I did, I went ahead and used a strainer like this to collect all the onions and carrots and bits like that. Because there's hardly anything in here. Whoops. Can't use a slotted spoon. I really used a measuring cup. But I just scooped it in there so I could have about 3 cups. So basically this might have made 3.5. And then you let it drain. Make sure you get all of it. Sometimes it can get clogged up with the veggies because I didn't empty this. Anyway, you use 3 cups of this and then you pour it in the roux, and the roux became this nice, rich, deep brown color. And so then you just slowly pour this in there, at least 2 cups, whisk it in, and then you should use all 3 cups. But if you think it's too runny or something like that, maybe back off. But you probably should use all 3 cups because it's not a thick gravy. It should just be, it's this nice, rich, velvety, smooth. It should just be enough to coat the spoon. I probably would have backed off maybe about 1/4 cup, but I think the sauce will still be great. And so I'll dish it up. But I think it looks lovely. Look at that. So yeah, I probably would have just backed off about 3 cups or added 2.5 teaspoons or 2.5 tablespoons of flour to create my roux. No, 4.5 tablespoons of flour to create my roux with the 2 tablespoons of butter. I think that's what I told you guys. Anyway, just follow the directions on my recipe. It's a process, but I tell you, it really does create this nice, rich, tasty, I don't want to even call it gravy, but it's just a nice sauce. So anyway, hopefully I did the French proud. And so here we go. We got the mashed potatoes and my nice sear steak over there. So I think it'll be a good dinner with a nice little light green salad. Okay, you guys, I've plated up my plate. I don't have the salad on now, but I've got these nice kind of garlicky, creamy potatoes, and I've just set the piece of steak on top of it so it's like a pillow. And then just take a little swirl of this. But this is the Demi Glace sauce. And it shouldn't be like gravy, so you don't want a really thick one. But I tell you, I think this will have so much flavor, and just drizzle it over your meat. I'll just do one extra little scoop, whoops. And a little bit on the potatoes. Okay. Okay, let me clean up my mess. Because, you know, I got to pretend to present it well. But this is Demi Glace sauce, and you can use it for a lot of stuff. But I chose to have steak and mashed potatoes for Chris and I. But I cannot wait to bite into it. So check this out. You'll find it on Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen or my YouTube channel. I would love for you to subscribe to that. But this recipe and all of the other recipes, you'll find over there. So anyway, thank you for being in my kitchen. It was nice having you here. So check it out, Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen, and give this a try and let me know what you think. And anyone who does a lot more French cooking than I do, let me know what you think. Anyway, enjoy. Okay, whew, dinner is ready. Let's take a bite. And hopefully this will all taste well. I think I cooked my steak like medium rare. Oh yeah, it's very nice. Mm. So good. And you guys definitely have to add it to the potatoes too. Mm. Oops, got my salad all over the place. So check it out, Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen, and check it out on my YouTube channel and subscribe. But I cannot wait for you to taste this. But I think it's a simple, well, it wasn't simple. It was simple, but it just took some time. But I'm embracing this journey because I've never made this type of sauce. And I hopefully did the French cooking well. So anyway, check it out. Thanks for being in my kitchen. Till next time.